It's Thursday, March 26th, day 4 of this, I don't know, this new field. We've been pushed inside. We've been told not to get close to one another. It's changing things. Yeah. It's all so very weird. I hope everybody is feeling healthy and taking precautions. And yeah, just being sensible. That's on a physical part. The creature wants to survive, and so the animal needs to do things that will ensure his or her survival. So, wiping, washing your hands, staying away from this coronavirus. Ultimately, some people are getting it, but most of us are, like your immune system is strong enough to sort of adapt to it and create antibodies, and then you live with this. All of us have viruses. All of us have integrated virus into our complex micro, even genetics. Even some of our genes on that, DNA double strand have derived, a lot of researchers think, from viruses and viral interactions with the viruses. So they're part of the ecosystem. This one is new. Our body hasn't learned to adapt to it. Our culture hasn't. We haven't, as a society, developed a vaccine, and so, it's costing lives. It's making people scared and cautious. It's changing our fundamental systems about how we do things, and so any stress, any agitation, any anxiety that you're feeling is completely 100% normal. In fact, if you probably relax and thinking, oh, this is easy, I love it. I want to say that's a little bit strange, but maybe not. If somebody is likes where they live, like they like their house, they like they have access to groceries and all the amenities, running water and electricity, internet connectivity. You have access to the academy now through computers and telephones or cell phones. For some people, and it might be a small number, it might be like 2 or 3% or 5% or 8%, but some people are saying, wow, I kind of like this. I mean, but on the whole, we live in New York City. There's 8 million, 10 million people here. We're all congested. We're all fighting for resources. Then when we tell people that, hey, resources are short, there's going to be scarcity because folks are losing their jobs, and you got to be in close quarters inside. That's a tough sell for 8 million of us, right? Most of us, I'd say 90% of us, are going to be agitated to some measure. Just as a side note, because I think it reflects what we're talking about here, this agitation that's being caused by these circumstances. Divorce attorneys are one of the folks benefiting from this quarantine. As I understand it, both in China as well as in the United States now, there's a lot of requests for divorce attorneys. People, when they're put into close quarters, they realize, ooh, that person that I married is maybe not quite at what I was thinking or hoping for. So some of that's happening. I've got this little annoying string here I'm going to try to deal with. Pluck. So, similar to the video I sent yesterday, about mental health and checking in with mental health. This is similar, but this one is more localized, like space. Like the space you're in, the actual room you're in, the actual 3 rooms you're in, whatever the dimensions. Even get out a tape measure. Really, get out a tape measure. I think I have one right back here. don't. But if I had, this is what I would have done. I know there's a tape measure here. Let it go. Let it go. Just measure the room. Okay, this one room is 20 feet by, 20 feet. So there's 400 square feet. Do a little mathematics. Text Casey or Noemi or Ridwan or any of the math, Jared, any of the math teachers and say, hey, I got this square foot problem and I want to know how many square feet I live in. You could also do height and do the volume of the room, but I don't think that's necessary. It's really just because, assume that you're not living in a room that's like, you got to crouch down. You could fully extend. Do the square footage. And then how many people are in that square footage? And so if you got 6 creatures in this amount of room, there's a density of human beings to square footage we're now contained to. And agitations will appear that were formerly allowed to sort of, mellow out when we had more space. So that's happening. If you do that experiment for any of the classes you're in, for me, I'll give you credit for that. Call it this, the people to space density. Okay? Because that will affect your mental health. And it will affect, going back to the first thing we thought about or talked about, or I talked about and you listened about, is keeping focused, staying focused. You joined the Academy, Brooklyn High School for Leadership and Community Service, lovely school. You joined us. Follow through. Do you still want to get your high school diploma? Is that important to you? Do you feel that as a meaningful use of your time at this point? To get your high school diploma through this particular institution with these particular people, because there's other places. I find the leadership lovely, and a lot of students and teachers have over the years. So, number 1, staying focused. 2, check in with your mental health, and remember those little exercises: meditation, stretching, exercise, take a walk if you can. Do something physical, because if you get stuck in here, as powerful and important this is, if you get stuck in here, man, the rest of the 61 pounds or whatever, subtract 3 to 5 pounds for your central nervous system, and then the rest of you is the body. And, make sure that's safe. But mental health, check in with your mental health. How you doing? Okay? And space, be aware. Be aware of your space. And can you accomplish the goals you need to? Not be agitated in the space you're in. Really quickly, I have another Zoom lesson, but my Zoom lesson today is with my Room 212 Productions class, which is just about 13 producers. And so I'm really excited about that. I hope everybody got the invitation. I may reach out more specifically. The meeting is today at 12:30 to 1. Typically our class is at 12:42, but we're going to have a half-hour meeting from 12:30 to 1, and that's the producers. Okay, so TLC doesn't, you guys aren't even invited to this meeting, but we had ours yesterday. Ashanti Parker, nice job. Yeah, shout out to Ashanti, Tiffany, and Shanice. They were all there. We want more of you to join us next week. We meet on Wednesdays at noon, okay, through a Zoom platform. And Ashanti chimed in. I can touch base with her and find out how she did it. And it was nice. I mean, it's not ideal, but the 21st century, during a global pandemic, we got options. All right. You guys are terrific. And I don't say that just like I'm writing a greeting card. I'm saying it really. Each one of you has like this unique stamp in the universe, this complex, unique amalgam of events and experiences and points of view. And it's awesome. And so I want that creativity and intelligence around me. We're thrown into a weird situation. Let's make the best of it. And we may even discover there's some grace and there's some good stuff that comes out of it. Okay? Let me know. Anything, text me, email me, reach out, send me a video. Okay? I'll see Room 212 Productions in the Zoom room. at 12:30, and then my college and career class is going to meet on Monday. I made an appointment from noon to 12:30 for the college. Okay, guys? Later, you're awesome. Tell your time.